Mr. Schmitz, back to your science savings expense. So you're buying a set of textbooks for one class?
Don't quote me on that. This is the preliminary discussion.
Oh, no, you brought this up for it.
Cheryl Nash is the curriculum buy person.
Right, it has
Yeah.
to go through the curriculum committee as well, and then
Correct.
it comes before the board
Right.
for final approval.
I understand that, but just basing off what you said,
Mhm.
a proposed savings could be what? Compared to past purchases of textbooks?
The amount of money,
Yes.
I'm not going to be able to.
Just for our department, which is comparable, just for our department, last time we went through, if I bought a classroom set for each staff member, it was close to $92,000.
That's just a classroom
Yeah.
set.
Okay. I just think we need to we need to be aware of those numbers specifically because it's
Right,
nice that's what a lot of people in the community want to know.
correct.
Well, and if it's,
I mean, there's investment in technology, but there's a savings that's covering some of it as well.
Definitely. It's,
I don't think that we really thought we were going to have that much of a savings.
Right.
The high school has bought into this. In fact, Paul and I had a meeting last Friday, much faster than I really think any of us expected. Maybe you two expected. I was a late arrival maybe, but I think that this is the whole high school, not
Right.
just part of the high school. So, I mean, it's an amazing switch for how they teach and what they teach and how kids get information. And it's a fundamental shift in how we educate kids in this district. And these two guys are the leaders.
and right now, the key is we're not there. We recognize where we can go, and that's what everybody's excited
Yeah.
about. The kids we're not fully interactive yet. We're not fully integrated into the technology, but we kind of hit the critical mass where we can see what that could look like. And that's what everybody's really excited about. We're right in the middle of the growth for that. And it's
I'm just so
exciting.
impressed with how across the board it's being used. I never dreamed that our choir would be in choir rehearsal with their iPads, flipping music on their iPads.
I went to
It's
the
amazing.
orchestra fundraiser on Saturday night, and our 2701 choir stood up, and they all pulled out their iPads, and
And they're flipping,
they're
it's
flipping through it.
amazing. What a great, it's just across the board, what a great asset for us.
The staff of the high school has really bought in working together. And, we have a group that needs to go a little slower, and we have sessions for that. We don't want to overwhelm anybody and lose them, but we also have a group that wants to run and try new things. It's just exciting that everybody's comfortable with their own levels, basically, that you don't feel like you have to be at the same place that Tyler might be, that, hey, if I can master this one thing right now, great. Because I think that's a big part of it. Same thing with the kids. If you overwhelm them, we're just going to shut them down. But if you make people feel comfortable, get their feet wet, and keep trying things, we can keep pushing new ideas and just constantly look at the way we're doing things. So.
And when the entire staff is teeth into this, then you have people to turn to that are right next door to you or right across the hall, instead of going down and the tech department has a big job with that many wireless devices, keeping up to speed. So just having fellow teachers to ask questions, it's not as intimidating for some of those staff.
One of the most exciting pieces for me is Tyler and I have worked with 3 other school districts, and for them to ask about what is Willmar doing. I heard this about Willmar. Again, it's nice to be a regional leader, to show that we're doing great things for kids, and for people to ask about Willmar, not just Minnetonka, not just Wayzata, but here in Willmar we're doing cool things. So that's been really exciting. So.
And we think we did it the right way. It's curriculum driven. It's not sort of the novelty of a new device. It's how can we change the curriculum? How can we improve teaching and learning? And that's what's driven this, not, well, we've got the money, so let's spend it.
Very good. Other questions?
Can I make 2 more points?
Sure.
We can never go back.
Good.
Which we're not going to.
We can never go back. And the second thing is that I'm going to get gray hair as I attempt to plan for the 3rd year out. Because our leases are for 3 years. Our hope is that maybe they'll last 4 or 5 years. But we'll have to make a decision on whether or not we're going to pay $1 to keep the ones where the leases are up. And, we're going to have to replace them. So we don't get off scot-free. They're $300 a machine. And at some point in time, we're gonna have to replace them. So we have to, at some point in time, we're gonna have to think about that and plan for that. So, don't mean to throw cold water on it, but it has to be one of the things we talk about. And we have, I know that Mr. Miley would like to have iPads for everybody at the middle school. The elementary wants to have more carts. That'll be about $12,000 to $14,000 for each of the buildings. So just to kind of give you an idea that demand is there. And in 3 years, we'll have to make some decisions. I think 2 years now. We're 2 years out. The first set were the ones that we got they're a year old now. So.
And I hope everybody understands, we're taking those back before the summer. So part of our job this summer is to make sure what is needing a repair. We'll get them re-imaged for next year, we'll start fresh, but the kids will get the same ones back. So they won't have, some districts allow the kids to keep them over the summer, we will not. Amy Grusing and I and a few others will be frantically collecting iPads the last few days of school. So we might have a little bump in copies, I'm just warning you, for final exams, because they won't have access to their pads right at the end there. But we're gonna have to get through it the first year and see how we get those rather than trying to hunt them down the summer, so.
Well, the benefit of saving your gray hair is you have a great business and finance person that'll figure that out for you.
Absolutely right.
Other questions? Very good, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, question. Looking back at our organizational meeting, we missed the discussion of our committee
We're gonna come
assignments.
back to
Did you
that.
want to add that at the end?
At the end of this one, I'm going to.
Okay.
Yep. That was intentional.
Way to go. I knew you were smart.
I have no public comments related to non-agenda items. We're going to move in to conduct a hearing on administrative grievance by Mr. Mark Miley, and I would call Mr. Mark Miley and his representative, Mr. Roger Arneson, up, please. Do we need an additional? No, there's 2 chairs.
Do you want Pat up here?
Yeah. Ms. Maloney, if you would come up to the table as well, the school's representative.
Do you want to sit down here, Pat, or do you want to
Well, I
sit?
could sit down there, whatever is most convenient.
It's up to you.
I think I'll stay here and